Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out on Friday. I had the chance to play the game a little early, so I figured I would put together a tips and tricks video so I can pass on some things I wish I had realized earlier, as well as some more generic knowledge to make your game go a little more smoothly. And don't worry, I'll keep everything spoiler-free. First and foremost, I recommend you check your map and check it often. It is vastly improved over the map in Fallen Order. It can still be difficult to read sometimes, especially in tall areas where you have to climb multiple levels, but overall, it's got a lot of visual clues to help you on your journey. Your objective will always be marked in yellow, so heading in the general direction of that color will help you along. If you get stuck and are unsure of how to proceed, first look around for a crack in the wall. Those can sometimes be easy to miss if you're not looking carefully. But if you don't see any way forward, check the map and look for green icons. That will tell you Cal currently has the ability to use those items. Red means he currently can't access those areas, so you can feel free to ignore them. But there were a couple of moments where I was confused as to what to do looking around the environment, and then the second I opened my map, I would see the green marker to help me press on. I would also recommend seeing what's available for exploration while you're on your way to the objective. You'll see green pathways all over the place, and it is definitely worth your time to head off the beaten path every once in a while. Not only will you find some fun cosmetics, but you can find additions to your health and force meters, perks to change the way you approach combat, and additional stim canisters to refresh your health. I know some people played the entirety of Fallen Order without realizing you could have more than 3 stims, which makes the game exponentially more difficult. While you explore, you'll find collectibles like priorite, data discs, and more that I won't mention for fear of spoilers, but all of those can be taken to their respective shops to be traded for items. I was trying to get through the story quickly, so I ignored the shops until I beat it, and then I was like, let me check out what cosmetics are for sale. And yes, there are cosmetics, but there are also some items that would have helped me out. I wish I hadn't neglected the shops the whole time. I'll specifically say to make sure you check in on Duma and Zine's shops once they're available. Moving into some combat tips, make sure to apply the perks you collect over the course of the game. I kept finding perks and then I would forget to activate them. You can only apply them at meditation points, so it's easy to forget, but they can help you out a lot. My style of combat is very much centered around blocking and countering with my lightsaber, and I facepalmed when I realized I had a perk in my inventory that would have given a boost to my block meter, and it was just sitting there unused. Along those same lines, try out the new lightsaber stances. Again, I was kind of focused on completing the game quickly, so I stubbornly stuck with what was familiar to me, the single and double-bladed stances. I tried the dual-wield blaster and crossguard stances a bit, but not nearly as much as I should have. Then talking with other people, I mentioned having trouble in some of the boss fights, and they said, oh, I just used the crossguard stance and it helped a lot. So that was another silly facepalm moment for me. In general, just try to remember all the new gameplay options, and there are a lot, so that can be difficult to do. Companions are a huge help when they're around in combat. Bode and Marin will assist Cal in a fight, but pressing R1 and square on an enemy will send them to take on a specific target, and let me just tell you how satisfying it is to see someone drop-kick a Purge Trooper. If a particular kind of enemy is giving you trouble over and over, go into the pause menu and check out the tactical guide. Each type of opponent will have an entry that gives you advice on their strengths and weaknesses and should help you beat them the next time you face them. The last bit of combat advice I have is to make sure you're not simply holding the block button. Sometimes you'll need to, but if you can time releasing and pressing it again during an opponent's attack, you'll break their guard a lot faster. That's something on this list I'm actually decent at, thanks to childhood training in Jedi Power Battles. Anyone remember that game? How far we've come since then. But those are my basic tips to help you hopefully have a less frustrating time in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. If you've been playing and you have your own tips, leave them down in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.